After knocking out a couple of old retired MMA fighters, Jake Paul finally faced someone with boxing skills. Many fans were initially skeptical of this fight when it was first announced, but Paul and Fury went out and gave it their all. Their skill differences were wild, but the intriguing part was when Paul's worst nightmare almost came true. What was the outcome of this fight? Did the bout have any impact on the boxing world? Tommy Fury defeated Jake Paul by split decision in one of the most anticipated matches ever. The fight generated a lot of mixed reactions from all boxing enthusiasts worldwide, because those involved were novices in the sport. Fury dominated the fight with his punches and other moves. However, Paul managed to take Fury down in the 8th round. Even the judges made the fight more controversial with their verdict. One of the judges scored it 74 in Paul's favor. Meanwhile, the other two scored 73 in Fury. The victory made the former Love Island star so emotional. He recalled how the past 2 years of his life focused on boxing. So far, Fury has won all 9 of his professional bouts. Fury also dedicated the fight to his newborn daughter, Bambi. On the other hand, the YouTuber-turned-boxer had just lost for the first time in his 7th professional fight. Paul conceded to his loss and commended Tommy for putting up a good fight. There were lots of boxing icons following up on the match. The former world heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson, and footballer Cristiano Ronaldo attended open-top Diriyah Arena in Riyadh. Aside from those present on site, other stars also watched the fight from home. The music legend Drake was not present in the boxing arena but posted a screenshot of his $400,000 bet on Paul winning via KO. Meanwhile, Home Alone actor Macaulay Culkin also excitedly tweeted that it felt good to see Paul getting punched. At the start of the main event, the famous Michael Buffer introduced the fighters. Fury made a dramatic entrance into the ring with a robe bearing his daughter's name. Unlike Fury, Paul took a lot of time and had made his opponent wait until he finally showed up in the arena. Another unique fact about the fight was the date and venue. The bout occurred on a Sunday night in Saudi Arabia, and the first bell rang about an hour later than scheduled. The fight opened at a slow pace, and Fury landed solid jabs. The first round came to an end, with Fury delivering a left hook. The second round continued, with Fury rocking Paul's head with a jab and landing a flush punch. Paul responded with a single power shot and also landed an overhand right. Paul switched to his jab and had more success in the third. Fury then connected with a short right hand and added a couple of punches from range in the fourth. Paul was also landing more cleaner blows in this same round. The 5th round was better for the YouTuber-turned-boxer, who was also deducted a point for a punch to the back of the head. Fury was not slowing down either, as he delivered damaging uppercuts in the 6th. The referee removed a point from the former Island star for holding. By the time the fight reached the 7th round, Paul and Fury were visibly tired. It was the first time that Fury was fighting for this long. In the final round, one could easily tell that both fighters were eager to knock the other out. The winner of the bout would get a top 40 ranking, opening the way for a future world title shot. Most boxing fans weren't pleased with this development because they felt that Paul and Fury did not deserve a ranking. For years now, Paul has fought with some of the best boxers. He has called out the likes of Saul Canelo Alvarez, one of the top pound-for-pound stars, and even former British world champion Carl Froch. Meanwhile, the loss against Fury was the first in his boxing career. He has once shared the ring with YouTuber Enisan Gibb, ex-NBA basketball player Nate Robinson, and MMA fighters Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, and Anderson Silva. Fury gave the fight his all because it has always been his lifelong dream. Fury's dad and brother had previously threatened to disown him if he lost to Paul. Regarding entertainment, the fight brought it all to the fans. It also expanded the reach of the sport. Considering Jake Paul's fan base and influence, it is safe to conclude that such a matchup brought new fans into the sport. As it stands, we might be seeing more of the Wonder Pair in the ring. Paul has indicated his interest in a rematch with Fury. This is where things get a little dicey. A second meeting between Paul and Fury will likely lead to multiple fights. According to Nakisa Bedarian, Paul's business partner, the two parties are still negotiating the fight. From the look, Paul and Fury will meet in a boxing ring. If the fight ends in Paul's favor, the duo will rerun it in MMA under the PFL banner. Paul and Fury will make much cash if the offer pulls through. The PFL chairman, Don Davis, revealed that Fury will take home $15 million for the two fights. Bedarian has also said that Fury has been offered a high seven-figure number to accept the rematch. For a while after Paul made his offer, Fury remained quiet. There were rumors that he didn't agree to Paul's price. Paul even came out to say Fury had overpriced himself. This is what necessitated Paul's switch to call out Mike Tyson. Tommy Fury, the younger half-brother of boxing heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, went on to accept a fight against KSI. The pair met in October, and Fury defeated KSI by unanimous decision. Meanwhile, Jake Paul returned to winning with a decisive victory over Nate Diaz in August of the same year. The fight happened at the Dallas Mavericks' home court. Paul won convincingly, with the judges scoring the fight 97, 92, 98, 91, and 98-91 in his favor. Paul dominated most of the 10-round fight. Diaz, a mixed martial artist who left the UFC in 2022, seemed close to getting knocked out several times. Paul demonstrated better endurance throughout the fight, rebounding from his first career loss. In his pro boxing debut, Diaz landed several punches near the end of the third round, briefly leaving Paul unsteady before the bell. The 38-year-old kept up his attack in the fourth round, hitting Paul with several jabs, which excited the crowd. In the fifth round, Diaz seemed tired, and Paul took advantage. He briefly knocked Diaz down with a clean left hook and landed several more punches to Diaz's head later in the round. The exchanges continued in the sixth round, with Diaz having to deal with swelling around both eyes. Diaz landed a series of punches in the seventh, and both fighters traded blows in an action-packed eighth round. Diaz often taunted Paul and sometimes turned his back on him. He even mocked one of Paul's punches in the ninth round. While playing to the crowd and turning away from Paul, Diaz seemed increasingly unsteady in the later rounds. In the 10th and last round, Diaz occasionally turned away from Paul, placed both hands on the ropes, and shook his head disapprovingly at Paul. Paul secured his third victory against a former UFC champion by knocking out Tyron Woodley with a single punch in December 2021 and defeating Anderson Silva by unanimous decision in September of the same year. Since then, Paul has shifted his career to fighting lesser-known opponents to gain more experience, aiming to win a championship in the future. He's taking a more traditional route for someone at his experience level. Paul has a 9-1 record in boxing with 6 knockouts. In December 2023, Paul defeated Andre August via a knockout in the first round. The YouTuber-turned-boxer returned to the ring in March 2024 to face former Golden Gloves champion Ryan Borland at the Amanda Serrano vs. Nina Meinke card co-main event in Puerto Rico. Paul destroyed Ryan Borland with a first-round TKO. Will the rematch between Jake Paul and Tommy Fury still hold? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the following video.